Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. And Popeye 1 is here already. Wow. And Roberto is in there too. And I see Abagada and a few other guys. Douglas Williams, of course. I was actually thinking of you, Douglas, because I was listening to some music yesterday, a rap song about the Football Club of Basel. A thank you to Franco Costanzo, the goalkeeper of the Football Club Basel. Good morning, Rocky. Good morning, Asia Unscripted. And the link is just up there, Popeye. There you go. And Mick Fisher, Edward John Lippet, Hector Kubat is in there. Wow. We already have 23 people in there. Let me check if Popeye is backstage already. Yes, he is. There is no reason to wait anymore. Let's do this. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Popeye. It's probably evening over where you are at. And can you guys hear us loud and clear? Mic test.
Lima Charlie.
Oh my God. How clear you sound today, my good friend.
Read your private chat.
Read your private chat. Okay, here we go. Let me go to the private chat here.
Read
Dang,
it to
dang, dang, dang.
yourself.
Okay. Oh my God. How do I get there? I'm in the comments, banner, brand, private chat. Yes, of course. I will do that. Actually, it's already the second time that I made sure of that. Very good. Now let me check. Okay. I titled today's show The Difference. And I'm pretty sure that you, Popeye, might have a good idea about what I meant by that title. And if not, we have enough time to talk about it. But in the last few days, ladies and gentlemen, a lot has happened regarding the Philly and the Philippines situation, regarding the takedown of expat trash in the Philippines. And that channel is actually back up again. If you haven't yet, please go there and subscribe. And of course, today is August the 30th, 2023. Today, there will be a court hearing over on the island of Bohol, Michael Fazio versus that other guy. Today, they are going to call the pig into the witness stand. And of course, after the court hearing, I will have a small conversation with Michael Fazio, and I'm sure he will give us some updates about the situation on the ground. But first things first, I would like to welcome everyone in the live chat, and I see we already have 30 plus people. And I would like to ask you a few questions here, Popeye, regarding the copyright strike situation. Can you give us a short update about that? I know that you might be planning a show where you will address this situation. So I don't want to talk about this situation too long, but it seems that you're not the only guy out there who is dealing with a wave of fucking copyright strikes with the goal to censor you, to silence you, and to take down your channel.
Well, I don't know if I could speak about that right now. That's highly classified. No, I'm only kidding. Right now, I'm waiting the 10-day period. Uh,
Okay,
yeah, I got 5 copyright strikes. I successfully rebutted 4 of them, and I'm waiting 10-day period. He has to show court action.
which will never happen. You know that.
And it just come up and it says under final review.
Oh, that's good. That is
S-
good. I think you should be back in no time.
And I tell you, this is how I feel about it. Number one, I'm not pissed because I'll tell you why. If my channel goes down, he loses because there's going to be a lot of pissed off people. Okay. If my channel stays up, I win again. Can you get rid of him?
Get rid of whom?
Give me a wrench.
Hang on a second here. Um, comments. Okay. Yep, that one is gone. Please go ahead.
Yeah. And so, like I was saying, either way I win. If he strikes me down, I, I will only become more powerful. If I win, I'm going to rub it in his fucking face. I, and I will tell you this. I will do what they did to a certain person. I will set up a fucking website. You won't be able to take anything down. And I'll set that website up in such a manner that you have to log on to see. And the time I've been gone, I've been making new Popeye shorts. And I mean, these Popeye shorts are so disgusting. And the information I've gathered on this guy is shocking. And I will put it all on that website.
You're talking about some masaket Popeye shorts.
Uh huh. And it's going to be like Masakit Masarap for him. Okay? Ang
Mm.
talaga, pare ko. You wait and see. I'm
Let
done
me tell you
fucking
something
around.
about the copyright strike, by the way, before you can go ahead with this. Expat Trash in the Philippines uploaded a short video about um, that guy, and he was talking about how he sits there in his little house and he spends up to 2 hours putting copyright strikes and other kinds of strikes on a channel. I'm not sure if you have seen that, but he's basically saying every second on a timestamp he would basically put a copyright strike on the channel, and then he would report it, and he would wait for a second, and then he would write another report, waits another second for the timestamp, and then puts in another report, and he spends several hours doing that. And I think that is just fucking ridiculous.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
I got some more information for you.
please go ahead.
When I click on under final review, it said someone responded to your counter notification. YouTube
Hmm.
will review the response before taking final action on your request. So, what that tells me, he probably went down to the barangay and said, "Hey, You say you did legal action on Popeye, and so Barangay Bonifacio probably fucking wrote in broken English, this is now in the court. You know, so
I don't think that YouTube would react to such. I can take this to fucking McDonald's and ask them to file something on my behalf. I mean that's just ridiculous,
yeah.
and
So,
it just really
but
shows you also how fucking thin-skinned these assholes are.
here's my point about this. If he lies and doesn't give positive proof of court action, listen to those two words, court action. He's going to
They
lose
say,
his channel and all associated channels.
oh, that would be nice. That would be something that would trigger his
Okay.
suicidal
I,
tendencies again.
I would do a fucking 8 hour fucking live stream if that happened, man.
That's a
Okay.
deal. Count me in. 8 hours.
8
8 hours
hours
of
straight.
fucking live streaming with former
Yeah.
RRR co-hosts. Ooh, I
And
think that's something the people would be very happy to listen to.
hmm so, where was I here? Oh, they want a little nibble. Well, I'll tell you all. I'm setting up this website, and I got all these Popeye One shorts to put on it that I can't put on YouTube, and they're gonna be fucking terrible, man. They're gonna be terrible. I'm gonna do shit like put his family photos up there. I'm gonna put his fucking
Yep.
warrants and arrests up there. I'm gonna put all his mug shots up there. Is that enough nibble for you guys? Is that enough nibble? I'm gonna
It
make
keeps
that
me fucking
motherfucker.
triggered, when you say something like that, because I can hear him right now. Popeye just fucking threatened my family.
I'm not
He
threatening
threatened my
anybody, man.
family.
I'm not threatening everybody. I'm just gonna expose him. That's all I'm doing. I'm just gonna expose him for the
And I
fraud
was
that
laughing
he
dirty
is.
on the live stream. He needs to be taught a lesson. Wah! Fucking idiots, There's absolutely nothing they can do about it. They're talking about my family. Hello, Popeye, talking about my family.
Dude,
Threatening to put them out there.
here's the terrible thing about this whole thing. Back in 2021 or 22,
Yeah.
I think it was 22. All I was doing was going on Nico's show. We were talking about family. We were talking about this, talking about that, and he shows up and says, "Popeye's a fucking legend. I like what you did with those guys. Popeye, you're the man." And I even said to this fucking buffoon, I said, I like what you're doing here. You're going after these idiots. And he said to me, "Thank you, Popeye," and I passed the torch to him. But then he turned around and he met the used car salesman. He met the bogan. He met the hobgoblin. And they fucking brainwashed him.
Oh, yeah.
They fucking brainwashed. And then he started bashing me fucking bad, man. You remember when he first started bashing me about my service? He knows nothing of my service. Okay? He knows nothing what I've done in the military. You can't even get your hands on what I've done in the military because everything's classified and above. And there's no way in hell you get anybody's fucking DD-214. The only ones that can get the DD-214 is your parents, if you're dead, or yourself. That's it. It will be given to nobody. Okay? It'll be given to nobody. And this guy kept bashing me and bashing me. And I'm like, what the fuck did I ever do to this 400-pound piece of shit with a pig nose? Nothing. Never did a fucking thing to him. And so
That's because people tell him what to do. People in the background tell him what to do. And based on what he says on YouTube, you can trace it back to the people that are talking to him.
Yeah. So,
And then it's very good that you are actually talking about this now because it will bring us back to the topic here, the difference. But please keep going. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Expat Trash of the Philippines 2 is in the live chat. I've just posted the link. Please go there if you haven't yet. Check it out. Spread the word. Make sure that you sub and make sure that you keep talking about this channel. Let's get to that in a
mhm.
minute. Please go ahead, Popeye.
So I never did a fucking thing to this dude, and so what am I supposed to do? Just sit here and let somebody fucking beat me over the head with a fucking baseball bat and take it? It's not gonna fucking happen, eh? It is not gonna fucking happen. This little cunt is gonna rue the day he brought me out of fucking retirement. Because I'll tell you quite frankly, I don't fucking need YouTube. Okay. Somebody said somebody said on the yacht show that I was a triple dipper. And I am a triple dipper. Okay. And I get a pension from the Navy. I get a pension from the county. And I'll be getting a Social Security check. Now you take those three items, right? I worked 20 years in the Navy. I worked well over 15 years for the county. So you're talking 35 years of work. So bingo, I earned my fucking Social Security. I got well over 40 quarters. I'll get a lot more Social Security than these SSDI motherfuckers, these broke dick motherfuckers that their pecker don't work and they gotta take Viagra. Get a lot more money. That's 35 years of work. These motherfuckers have essentially run off to the Philippines. They abuse the VA system, number one. They
Hmm.
abuse the Social Security system, number
Yep.
two. And there's the big difference. I've worked all my life. I've earned what I fucking have. They have
Hmm.
not earned anything, and they have not earned any respect. They have no fucking code. They have no fucking honor. They are
They're disability
fucking
fraudsters, scammers,
exactly,
disability fraudsters, trying to game the system. That's
exactly.
what they do. That's what they did all their life. They are
Hmm.
freeloaders, and people start to um, talk about it. Disability fraud, stole the taxpayers' money, made up some claims that they, suffer from certain conditions, which is basically not true. Because look at these guys partying, going around looking for trouble, spending 2 hours uh, writing reports on people. These people are not sick. They are just miserable assholes who went overseas and tried to reinvent themselves. But no, look, let me tell you this. The show's titled The Difference. And what do I mean by that? What's the difference I'm referring to? Everybody on here talks shit about this guy or that guy. We are all guilty of it. Let's be fair. I'm guilty of it.
I'm
Talk
not
shit about
here to
this
be
guy.
fair.
Talk about wait, yeah. Let me get to that point. Yeah, but I like it. Yeah, because look, we talk shit. They bash us. We bash them. We bash this guy. This guy bashes us. Goes back and forth. But here's the difference, ladies and gentlemen, and I think that is a very important difference. Our bashing is not based on because we don't like you, we don't like your voice, we don't like your background or something like that, or we don't like the color of your dyed hairs. No, it's based on facts. What do I mean by that? When people say, in your case, because you brought it up, Popeye, Popeye didn't do 20 in the army or in the navy rather, sorry. He didn't do 20 in the navy, didn't do 20 years in the navy. Why do they attack this? Because they know indirectly they admit that's a respectable thing to do. Serve your country 20 years in the Navy. That's something that Popeye can be proud of. Something that people maybe even admire and respect, and rightfully so. So what they do is they try to take that away from him. Not because Popeye lied about the service, not because he didn't serve 20 years in the Navy. No, because they don't like him. And why do they not like him? Because somewhere along the way, Popeye said something, maybe several times, or did something, maybe several times, on a live stream, on a Popeye one, that they didn't like. So they are butthurt. They have been, at least that's what they feel, they have been insulted. And therefore, they say, okay, what we got on Popeye, now he's a loser. He's poor. He's ugly. He has no money. He wants to go to the Philippines, but he can't. And all of this is all made up. Complete bullshit. He beats his daughters. Complete fucking BS. Just fabricated. And most of you guys know that, because if they really mean what they say, and if it wouldn't be a smear campaign, just a smear campaign, they would come out and say, look, this is the document we found. This is his military record. This is a guy who can show you real proof, and you can verify it. You can go into the system, into the fucking court documents, whatever, and then you can verify it. Domestic violence, got kicked out of the Navy, was never stationed there. These are the documents that prove it. And up to this day, up to this very moment, we have never seen something like that. Not once. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the decisive difference between them and us. Now you would ask,
let me point out another difference that I know expat trash is gonna like. That expat trash, start recording what I say right now. Okay? The difference between me and them is when I was 22 years old, I went to the Philippines. And they say, well, Popeye 1, you never had a passport. Wrong answer. I carried a military passport. Okay? And when I went to the Philippines, I had a great fucking time. Sure, I'm 22 years old. I hit the bars. I had a great time. But it got old real quick. But you know what? I wasn't out there with a camera sticking it in people's fucking faces and embarrassing them. I wasn't out there peeing in the fucking streets. I wasn't out there tonguing a fucking ladyboy. Right? And the big difference is I was 22 years old when I went, and I had a great fucking time. They're 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, and they're still trying to act like they're fucking 22. This is a recipe for fucking disaster. And I'll tell you what I mean. If you look at this 400-pound piece of shit, I can guarantee you one of these days he's going to be in the Tipsy Bar or Bogart's or some other shithole, like he'll be in Howling Dogs or some other shithole, and he's going to grab his chest and he's going to go ass over fucking tea kettle, and he's going to get sent home in fucking saran wrap. And dude, I've made a lot of predictions. I told you Bama would end up dead or in jail. Where is fucking Bama? He's in fucking jail. I told you Mike, the Golden Heart, was gonna die, and they'll display his fucking body, and it happened. Now, third time's a fucking charm. Here you go. Here you go. That's what I say is gonna happen to fucking Pignose, because he's not coming home. I have documentation that I will release on that website that proves there are 2 warrants out for his arrest for fraud and tax evasion.
Yep. Yep.
Him,
And I can confirm that 100%. What Popeye says here, that's exactly one of the differences that I would like to emphasize on. It is the main difference here. Again, the shit talking about Popeye. They will never give you any information, any background check, or any documents for that. We, on the other hand, we showed you these fucking court documents. I'm talking in very, very general terms now. You saw certain websites. You saw the court documents itself. You saw and heard the documents and the sound bites, and you have had more than one opportunity to verify these documents. And when Popeye talks about the tax evasion, for instance, that's something that we never coordinated and talked about, but I know of that too, because we run background checks on these people and we know about the fraud, about how they ran their fucking business into the ground, how they failed at everything they did, and Alo Manotti decoded those codes and broke them down for civilians to fully understand what was going on here. And all of that, all these facts that you can verify by yourself, really give you a complete picture of who these people are. And it's not only one, it's the whole group, because they all associate with each other's birds of a feather, right? And that's the difference here. That's the difference between them and us. And it goes on and on and on. The bad behavior that Popeye just explained and described, you see it on cam, the pissing, the shitting, everything that's associated with it. And then you get the fucking background info, and then you come to a very complete picture of who these people are, how they talk, how they behave online. And in the same time, you look a little bit into their background. It's very easy to find out. And then you say, okay, criminal records, tax evasion, insurance fraud, and criminal behavior, in some cases outstanding warrants of arrest. Does it really surprise you, ladies and gentlemen, that these guys are doing live streams from a detention center? If you look at the facts, does it still surprise you that these guys, while we are having a live stream right now, right here, that one of these guys is over in Bohol at the court? Does that still surprise you? I know that some of you guys don't care about that, because maybe it's because you are exactly just like them. Because a criminal, a guy who is a fucking pervert, or some sort of, basically a guy who's running from the law, will always stick to these guys. They will always stick it up for these guys, because they will say, you guys are just jealous, you guys just do the same, you're also just shit talking. The reason why they get support in this community is not because the majority of the community stands with them and supports them. No, it's because they get support from people who are just like them. A guy like Bama will always support the pig. A guy like who's trying hard to make a comeback on YouTube, they will always stick to people like that, because they have a very similar background. You don't believe me? Check the fucking court files. You don't want to believe the court files? Then who do you believe in? Whose version do you want to believe in? The guys that tell you directly and take it at face value? I don't think so. We have nearly 70 people listening to this right now, Popeye. I think we have a good show here. Let me talk about the bad behavior again. These things happen on cam. These things have been out there. The court documents have been out there. The background checks. If you know how to do it, look at where they lived, the area they lived in, the kind of accommodation they lived in, the neighborhoods, and you will realize soon enough, these are complete fucking zeros. Complete fucking zeros. And let me get to another interesting point here. I never realized that your channel's monetization, Popeye, was a major fucking trigger for them to have one meltdown after another. It really physically and mentally hurt them. And I was not aware of that. I thought like, okay, it's getting monetized, and of course they are not happy about it.
And
But
what did
how
you
come?
say to me when I got monetized?
I just said this is fantastic, but the problem is that
No,
I
what else
knew.
did you say?
I forgot. You tell me,
I tell
because I
you,
said a
man.
lot of things.
He said, "Oh, Popeye, man, I don't know. Now you're part of the establishment." Oh
No, I was
man,
just teasing you.
that fucking
I was
wounded me
teasing you
so
about that
badly, man.
in the emails. But look, these guys, they feel bad about it, and they mean that, and they really feel bad about it, because it took me a while to realize that what they say about this, when they said Popeye is using my, and he's referring to his content, Popeye is using my content to get
To make
monetized. And that's what they really believe. And the thing is, it's so perfect, it's so good, it really it causes them physical pain that you are on here, that you make money by putting these people down, to disrespect them, to shit and piss on them and their families. And there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. And I thought that's the only reason why I should get monetized. Can you imagine when people will hear and see Alo de Winter's channel is getting monetized? Fucking people getting suicidal
Dude,
over
they'd
in
have
Malawi,
fucking goddamn epileptic fit, man. Dude,
and that's
before
exactly the only reason why you would get monetized is to trigger these people even more. But
check
I'm
it
just
out.
joking. I will never get monetized, but the fact that you are monetized really triggered them, and the fact that they are trying to copyright strike your fucking channel, to put your channel down, to spend hours and hours in their dark little room somewhere in the middle of nowhere, is really a sign that they are losing, and they are losing big time. Because the question is not, ladies and gentlemen, the question is not what are we going to do to make them go away. The question is, what are they going to do for us to stop these live streams? Because we have a platform already. Remember the days when they said, don't give them any oxygen, don't talk about them? That backfired big time, because you can only do that to people who do not have a platform in this community. And boy, it really backfired. And now they're giving us shout out after shout out after shout out. And they're extremely triggered also by the fact, and this is something that surprises me, and I want to talk about that with you a little bit, Popeye. What surprises me is when I scrolled through the comments over on Expat Trash in the Philippines, especially on the original Expat Trash in the Philippines, the first channel, I saw that there must be a whole lot more people out there who think like you and me, who think that these guys who are featured on there absolutely deserve to be on there. And the comments really speak a very clear language. People say stuff along the lines, it's about fucking time somebody calls these pigs out. Number one. Number two, keep doing what you do. We are with you. The support is everywhere. It's reflected in the thumbs up. It's reflected in the positive comments. It's reflected in the numbers of views for a very new channel. It didn't even take a day or two. The channel is back up. Expat Trash in the Philippines 2 is back up, and they are getting a lot of support. And that makes me believe that we are absolutely not the minority, but we are the silent majority, because people are somehow hesitant to speak out against these fucking creeps, because they look at their numbers and say 10,000, 15,000, 50,000, 100 fucking thousand subs. I better keep my mouth shut because they represent the majority. But now we see that there are so many peoples out there, the good, decent people, just like everybody else on here who is sub to our channel, you, me, others, they think just like us. They think that these creeps need to be put in the limelight of YouTube drama, and they need to be fucking exposed. And that is exactly what's happening now. And you know what started as a whisper in this community is now a fucking war scream. Just like in that fucking movie, Show Me Your War Face. What Full Metal Jacket? It's now a fucking war scream. It's like, ah! And I think it will get louder and louder, and the support is growing. So if you haven't yet, go over there, Expat Trash in the Philippines, and I hope Bobby is still around. Can you put it back in there? You know, the, how do I call that? The link. Let me put out the link. I will put out the link one more time here, and then probably on the other thing, on the other channel, because I'm using my Google account. I'm in Google um, browser here. Let me ask you, Popeye, what do you think about expat trash in the Philippines? Where do you stand on
All right,
expat trash in the
I'm
Philippines?
gonna give you my honest opinion on expat trash in the Philippines. When I first saw him, I said, "Yahoo! Okay, we got a we got somebody on board feels the way we do." I said, "Great." Um, then I fucking saw him go after Philly. I didn't think he really needed to go after Philly so hard, but that was his decision, his channel. All right, and I heard what you said about Philly, and yeah, this is what some of these people want. Okay. Then he went after regular guy. Dude, he went after big fish. I don't know if I'm talking about a he or a she. All right. So went after big fish, regular guy. And when I saw channel taken down due to multiple copyright takedown strikes, I said, oh, motherfucker, they all ganged up on him. They all gang. It, it, I know exactly who fucking did it. Know exactly who did it. But I do like his channel. And somebody said to me on a live stream, they said, Popeye, expat trash is like using your format. And I said, not really. I said, expat trash just puts out the facts. It's kind of a little like my format, but expat trash just gets right to the fucking point. He doesn't make people laugh. He shocks people. Okay? And that's what he has done. He has put the e-beggars in a state of fucking shock and awe. Which to me, on the sideline watching this, is fucking hilarious. Okay. and, and that's the way I see expat trash. He did some righteous shit. He's pointing out what these fucking peons are fucking doing. And he kind of does it my way, but he's just to the point and he's very shocking. And there's no comedic content in it. Like dude, when I make fun of somebody, I love mocking somebody. How many, dude, did you like the Ricky rants when I did Ricky rants? You know, and fucking everybody just thought that was fucking hilarious. Okay, but expat trash doesn't really do it that way. He's kind of got his own style, kind of on my format. But I have to warn everybody. Okay, these guys that are monetized, they have a new tool, and I was given that new tool. I don't have to search the channels anymore. If somebody puts my content up, all right, I automatically get a notification through copyright on YouTube. And they send it to me and they say, somebody's got your content here. Do you wish to take action? And they show the content that they got, the channel, the name, the whole 9 yards. Okay. So, I mean, for channels like me and Expat Trash, we got to be a little bit more careful and innovative in what we do when we're pounding these motherfuckers because they are sensitive cunts. I mean, they could put your shit up, you know, they could put your shit up and not think anything about it. But the minute you give them a little pushback, It's like that kid that you took the lollipop away from, you know,
Mhm.
and the kid starts fucking crying.
We have 70 plus people in this fucking live chat. Why do you think people still fucking love listening to our
Dude,
shit out?
we give it to them straight, and I'm gonna tell you a little. I'm gonna tell you a little secret here, man. I'm tell you
Tell
a
me
little
your
secret.
secret.
You know why they fucking really hate me so much? Because
Tell
of
me why.
you. Because of you.
Yeah, that could be true.
And I'll prove it to you. Because they don't know who you are. They don't know what you look like, and you pose a danger to them. Okay? I
Yeah.
personally, if I was in your shoes, I would get my posse. I would go down there to Bohol, and I would have 15 of my Filipino friends kick the living shit out of them. That's what I would fucking do. But I'm not Aloe de Winter, okay? And I'm not telling you to do that. But that's what I would fucking do because that's the type of guy I am. And if they show up here in the United States, as soon as Bama gets here, when and if he ever gets here, okay, I'm gonna meet him at the airport, and it's gonna be you think it was the sorriest day of his life he got jailed? It's gonna be the sorriest day he met fucking
You
Popeye.
know what? Speaking of Bama, I think his family could not afford the repatriation, and maybe he will die in a Filipino jail. And you know what they are going to do? They're going to tell the authorities in the Philippines, "Could you just please FedEx his head back to the Alabama
And they do.
just to save on the transport fees?"
They hate your ass so fucking bad that they figure if they punish me enough, that sooner or later
That you would
you'll
disassociate yourself from me. That's what they
yeah
actually all do. They do that with Nico. They do that with the others. They
yeah
try to bash them. They try to make them pay a
yeah
price. And you know what it does? It creates a situation where people say, "I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to be censored. I'm going on his show and say what I think," because the way how they do it is pathetic. It's a form of blackmailing, and people will not do it. They will simply not do it. I could go on here and talk shit about him and his family. Nobody is going to condemn us for that because deep inside, most of our supporters think these fucking pigs deserve it. And people have a memory. They know and remember that they were the one who started it. They were the one who brought family into this. They were the one who made comments about the looks of, partners. But when you do it to them, oh my God, Popeye featured my daughter on a live stream, which is completely not true. Okay. But let me tell you this. Check out my other channel, All of the Winter live streams. I'm coming out with the family vlog about the pig. And boy, he will not like it, but make sure that you watch it and download it as soon as it's up there because it's not going to be up there very long. The guy will put in one strike for every single second of that video. It's going to feature his daughter, and you will see it on there, and it's going to be fun. And maybe, just maybe, the channel itself will be taken down for that. But unlike these guys, we don't need our channels. It's a tool. It's not our life. Our channels are platforms where we can express our views and give the viewers what they want. Just another side of these events. Let me talk a little bit about Philly here, because you brought it up, and I was actually planning a show, a so-called freelance show, where it would just be me on the panel talking about these different issues. But since you are on here, since you brought it up, and since we have like 70 people listening to this right now, there is no better time to do this than now. Philly and the Philippines said several times, and I want you guys to be the judge of this, okay? You come to your own conclusions. Because there's a lot of people in the chat who say Philly is a good guy. And I tell you why I said Philly is a good guy and still believe that he is not like the others, because he took over responsibilities for his wife's children. Some of these children are not his children, but he is a good provider. And that says something about the character of the man. And that's something that always, I look at this as something that was always very important for me when I judged Philly's character. A man who takes over responsibilities and is a good provider, in my book, is a good man in my book. But here's the problem. Over the last few days and weeks, Philly is what I would say is now showing his true colors. And what do I mean by that? Philly tries to play it off as, this doesn't bother me. Do you really believe that? There's a man who makes 2 or 3 or 4 live streams about expat trash in the Philippines and uses expat trash Philippines avatar and talks about them a whole lot. Do you think that person is not triggered?
Oh,
a guy with
triggered.
110,000 subs seems to be very bothered about an up-and-coming channel. And why is that? And it took me a while to figure that out, because I think it is about his source of income. And his source of
If you
income,
go after somebody's money,
yeah, it's the
if you go
sleazy
after
content that is
somebody's
coming
money,
out on his
that's it.
channel, and that is a problem. He told me that he has never been behind any of these copyright strikes. And you might say, okay, Alo, why should we believe you? Go over to Expat Trash in the Philippines and check it out. He said he's not that kind of a guy. He's a cool guy, you know. I'm not bothered by this. I'm not going to do a copyright strike. That's beneath me. I'm a likable guy. The truth is, he did copyright strike the channel. He did take it down. And I ask myself, how do you explain that to your subs, to the people who actually still like you? Because you were the guy who says stuff like freedom of speech. Everyone has a voice on here. Expat Trash showed up in the fucking live chat, got blocked. You cannot promote freedom of speech and have everybody has a voice on here, even in the title of your fucking live stream, and then do something like this. And here is the background info that you are not aware of. Philly in the Philippines reports back to me what's going on in the community, tells me, look, Alo, I saw this, I saw that you made this comment. And he always comes to me, even during the morning, the Expat Trash in the Philippines channel got taken down. And so I asked him, Philly, why are you telling me this? What's the purpose behind it? Do you think I'm the guy who is behind Expat Trash in the Philippines? Do you think I'm the guy who is coordinating anything in the background? And then he said, no, that's not the point. And then he said something very interesting. And I must say, I'm very disappointed about that, Brian. He said that his family has been threatened and they crossed a line. So we asked him, who threatened your family? And he said it was ETP and his guys. Then I asked him, look, Brian, first of all, I don't condone this. I'm not behind this. I don't support this. So why do you come to me with this information? Why do you tell that to me? Why do you give me that information? And then he said, and that was a threat, I talked with my lawyer about this, and it's not something I can control if you will be questioned. I can't do anything about that. And what he was basically saying is there's an investigation ongoing right now, and it might be that the authorities will question me because there's lawyers involved and things like that. And they ask him, so who threatened your family, your children? And he said, I cannot talk about that. So who's your lawyer? Cannot talk about that. And why do you think it's related to ETP? And then he said, come on, Alo, come on. Because it happened after ETP came out with his blogs. And rely on my sixth sense sometimes, or my gut feeling, and I didn't want to disrespect him because it was obvious that he was very triggered. He was mad. And I asked him again, why do you come to me with this information? What are you trying to say, Brian? Are you trying to say that I need to come live and tell people do not threaten his family? And why would I need to do that? How am I related to this? And then he told me, do whatever you want. And then, no, Brian, you are talking to me all the time about this issue. What is it exactly you want me to do? Because if this is true, that your kids have been threatened on social media, of course I'm not going to condone that, and I'm not behind it. And then he said, no, I'm not saying that you are behind it, and I'm not saying that you know who is behind it. It's just something that's happened, and there might be a chance that you will be questioned by the authorities too. Now, a day later, I contacted him again. I dropped him a few messages on FB, and I told him, you know what, Brian, I think that you did not tell me the truth. I think there are no threats. Because now we know that it is you who's doing these copyright strikes. Because he told me in that conversation that regular guy is planning to mass flag ETP. And you know what? I think regular guy, although is a lowlife piece of shit, I don't think he is the type of guy who really strikes other channels because he simply doesn't care. The guy is obviously not all there. He's kind of like a child in an older man's body. You know, it's he comes off as a very strange dude. You know, but let's not get into that. And then Philly told me that he indeed plans to take down expat trash in the Philippines, and I suspect that Philly is using his many Facebook groups to rally the troops and to put strikes on channels such as expat trash in the Philippines. And why is he doing that? Because he does not want you to hear and see what expat trash has to offer, the content. He doesn't want the audience to see what he did and what he is talking about there. He doesn't want his source of income to be basically attacked. He has many subs. He has many supporters, and he is extremely triggered about this shit.
Let me stop you there.
Extremely triggered about this shit. Hang on a second. And therefore, he made those indirect threats. And I told him I'm not afraid of the authorities. And I don't care about that. I don't care about your lawyer. And if you want, I can come on the live stream and tell your lawyer directly, fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. And I also told him, look, if you are coming with the authorities, what authorities? Let me talk about the authorities a little bit. If the fucking authorities would have done their fucking job, we would not be dealing with these fucking scumbags. Okay? That's point number one. So you don't come to me and try to intimidate me with the fucking low-life piece of shit authorities, which are a complete fucking joke. Because it's the same authorities who failed after people like Bama have been reported to them 100,000 fucking times. Okay? And they are not doing their fucking job. So what fucking authorities are you talking about? The last time they broke into my fucking house in the province, I was scolding these fucking authorities. Because they are not doing their fucking job. They're just a fucking bunch of lowlifes who wear a uniform pretending to be the authorities because it resembles what other countries can provide. That's how fucking ashamed I am of these people who call themselves the authorities. And let alone these fucking jokes who earned their fucking law degree at the Caloocan City World College. Come on. You might be impressing some low-life fucking bar girls or something like that, but not people who actually have the means to defend themselves. And that is what pissed me off. It's not exactly the content. And I still think he is a decent guy because he is a provider for his family and his daughters. And I told him that. But I also told him never, ever fucking threaten me again. Never ever threaten me again. Because I might then change my mind about what they did to your fucking family. Because I do not shy away from things like that. I just think he does not deserve that. But I will change my mind about that. And whatever your fucking lawyer tells you, you are not dealing with somebody who is going to be fucking backing down. I tell you that. And I say it here live to you, and I know that you are listening to this. Do not fuck with me. I have absolutely nothing to do with the threats, and I do not condone it. But if you ever fucking threaten me again, motherfucker, then it's fucking on. Because your 100,000 fucking subs means nothing to me. At the end of the day, you are one lonely man in a country that you do not belong to, far away from home, my friend. And that is what pisses me off. When people think that they come here and then they do all that shit and they fucking threaten you with the authorities. Fuck the fucking authorities and send this fucking thing out there to all the fucking people that you know who are working with the authorities. I will say that to their fucking face. Back to you, Popeye.
Oh, thank you. You're breathing again, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, look. I read something in the live chat a while back that I wanted to get to. Thank God I still have my memory and I'm not fucking Joe Biden. Expat Trash, EPT, he said, all Philly has to do is take down that video and apologize, so leave him alone. Dude, that shit never works. When you give Philly in the Philippines is from Philadelphia, I gather. And when you give a guy like that an ultimatum, it never works out. It only continues the argument. And that's the way it's going to be. Okay? And I think the argument needs to stop. I think Philly in the Philippines needs to stop copywriting people. If Philly in the Philippines said, hey, I believe in free speech, dude, come on. You can't be copywriting people. I mean, to me, a live stream is not really content. Okay? I think YouTube and people who are on YouTube have lost their way. You fucking people don't understand what content is. What I'm doing right now is not fucking content. It's rebuttaling a bunch of assholes. And I do have the right to do that under the Fair Use Act of 1976. In the United States. And I do have the right to fucking do that under the Fair Use Act and copyright laws of the Republic of the Philippines. Right? And so look, I'll tell you what I would have done if I was EPT. I put the fucking blogs up. Okay? And I'd have stopped. Because I don't think Philly is a really bad offender. And I'm the type of guy, I like to go after the hobgoblins. I like to go after the guy that's fucking peeing in the street. That's fucking tonguing a ladyboy that's been sex trafficked into a fucking bar. Those are the guys I like to go after. I like to go after the e-beggars. Okay? Sometimes, I will be honest with this, when you go after a guy like Philly, and there's quite a few others like him, that once in a while they stray, they do something to get more subs, to get more clicks and shit like that. You gotta understand, these guys are trying to make money, and yeah, they make a slip once in a while. But what I want to do is go after the habitual assholes. I look at the bogan. I look at fucking the racist fairy. I look at the hobgoblin. I look at regular guy. These are habitual assholes. Okay?
Let me say a few things to that, by the way, because we have information that all these guys that you just mentioned, they are actually coordinating with each other because they are afraid that we are taking away their bread and butter. That's what's happening right now. Did you notice that? Because before, when the Pignos came on, let's say, Philly's live stream, they were like, "Oh, you are a piece of shit." You know, they were yelling at each other and stuff like that. 2 weeks later, it's like, "Hey, bro, I'll leave you the link," and as if nothing has happened. Why? Because they're all coordinating with each other in the background. They do not want these micro channels to speak the truth about them, so they use their clout on YouTube. And by the way, let me just be very honest with you guys. Some of these guys really think because they have like several thousand fucking subs, it really got to their fucking head. They now think that they are some sort of superstars because of their role on fucking YouTube. It really got to their head that they have like thousands of views and maybe tens of thousands of subs. They are mighty proud of that. At the end of the day, look at you, who you are, and then you'll see this is a bunch of fucking complete zeros in real life. And real world scenarios really still do matter. Just because a loser has 10, 50, 100,000 fucking subs doesn't mean that he is not a zero in real life. And since these guys share everything about their life, look at where they live, look at how these guys look like, look at the fucking women that they associate with. These are complete fucking zeros. So these are not some big top dudes of the community who can actually really do something to you. They can do absolutely nothing to you. Zero. And let me be very clear about this. Philly, for instance, since he seems to be the number one topic these days, he's getting a lot of backlash and flack now for the content that he is putting out there. Rightfully so. And we can keep this on a civil level, People call him out for that content, fine. But what I didn't like is that he links me to these fantasy fucking threats that do not exist, where he basically says it's the people behind ETP. And he tells me this in the same time he says people are going to be questioned by the authorities. He can't do anything about that, basically indirectly trying to intimidate me. It's not going to work, my friend. Absolutely not going to work, my friend. Because if you want that to happen, you get your fucking lawyer on a live stream. I fucking threaten him right there on a live stream, and you will be surprised with what I could get away with here. I know that in your fucking Western mind, this is just bravado. Read the fucking newspaper. In this country, it matters who you are and what you know, and not what you fucking did. The law is applied very selectively here. And that's something that I know a thing or two about. You're a bunch of backpacking tourists with the gimbal and the Oppo fucking cell phone running around with your fucking hookers. You have absolutely no clout. If I would see you somewhere, I would just walk up to you, take your fucking equipment away. There's nothing you can do about it. Let me say a few words to Frank. I catch some of his parts of his live stream where he was talking about the ETP channel. And he's kissing ETP's ass big time because he's very afraid that he might be featured on that channel. I don't think that he will ever be featured on that channel. I don't think that he will be ever featured on that channel. But this is the most absurd thing that I've heard yesterday. And only a fucking mentally ill person would come up with something like that. He said he hopes or he thinks that Aloe should be featured on ETP. Aloe should be featured on ETP. People like Aloe should be featured on ETP. And that can only come from somebody who absolutely doesn't understand what ETP is all about. The vision and mission of ETP is one mission and vision that I 100% identify with. 100%. And what's the mission and mission of fucking ETP? If that's not yet clear to you, then maybe you're part of the problem. It is the exploitation of women and children and the disrespectful fucking behavior that these people promote on YouTube, on social media. And YouTube is not doing anything about it. And therefore, ETP choose YouTube as a platform to call them out on their fucking bullshit. That's what this is all about. For Frank, ETP is just another bashing channel. And of course, he wants ETP to bash us. For what? For what? For what, Frank? You mentally ill piece of shit who abandoned your fucking kids and your brother and fled overseas because you have obligations back home because you couldn't fucking handle it. You are a lowlife and a piece of shit. And you talk all the time about Aloe is a coward, Aloe is this, Aloe is that. He's never shown his face. Why don't you come to me and I'm going to show you my face? How about that? Since you always talk about me. You are a lowlife. You are a fucking joke. And the reason why we always praise you is not because we really think you are a good guy. It's because I know you love this kind of shit because you are a fucking narcissist. When I tell you King Frank is the greatest, you fucking love it. You even played my fucking vlog where I said King Frank is now the new master of fucking Philippine YouTube community because you love it, because you are such a fucking narcissist. You don't even see the sarcasm in it. We used you for 7 years as a source of entertainment. You're the fucking clown of the community with your wannabe intellectual BS that comes out from your fucking pathetic channel. You have tens of thousands. You have like nearly 10,000 fucking subs, and you have the same number of views that I get when I fucking flash the toilet on here and vlog it. And you want to bet? I could get the fucking toy car. And put out the 30 seconds vlog about that toy car. It would get still more views than you get. You try so hard to be some personality on here. Nobody fucking even likes you on here. You're a fucking clown.
Let me tell you a little something about Frank. Let me read this to you first, okay? Your content shit list. There's a live stream, shit list. That's when Frank put me on his shit list. Okay? May not be appropriate for all audience. So we placed an age restriction on it, and users who are under the age of 18 are signed out can no longer view it. So check it out, man. This motherfucker tried to put a guideline strike on my channel. If you look at my live stream, there's 4 live streams up there that are very recent, and they're all about Frank. And they're all the terrible things he ever fucking said and done. I fucking hammered him for 4 nights in a fucking row. This motherfucker is so triggered, he tried to get a guideline strike. Now, how can you guideline strike somebody who's putting up your voice saying things like, you like my brass knuckles? Yeah, come on over here. I'll put these in your face. How can you guideline strike somebody who puts up a voice of you saying, don't talk about my woman, and I hope you die of fucking cancer.
It's not his woman. That's not his woman. That's not his woman. That's not even his wife.
I was getting to that part, please. So here you got a lonely man who's made a prison for himself on a fucking desolate island called Battalion. Okay? He's a misfit toy, just like in the fucking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's what this guy is. He's a fucking misfit toy. He's made a prison for himself, They're on that island. Nobody fucking likes him. Nobody. He cannot get along with anybody. He is living with a woman that is married and has cardinal knowledge with her. Okay. And for anybody that's fucking stupid, like fucking Nico, that means he's having sex with a woman that's married to another guy. Okay. And he tries to fucking strike me for vulgarity, for fucking sexual nudity, and fails. Again, just like when he went to college, he failed. He went to fucking New York Glory Hole College to escape Vietnam. Another fucking failure. Didn't have the balls to go fight for his fucking country. Is a guy that fucking hates the fucking military. Dude, if you talk about anything about the fucking military on his channel, the motherfucker gets triggered. Okay? Gets triggered. This guy is the lowest of the lowest form of human being. This guy, in the words of Popeye 1, is lower than fucking whale shit. Okay? That's how fucking low he is. Alright? This guy cannot have a relationship with anybody. This guy is on Xanax. This guy is on lithium. He's fucking bipolar. He's fucking impotent. Okay? And when he fucking dies, that fucking poor woman with 8 children and her husband, I hope they enjoy the fucking home. There's another prediction for you. This cocksucker will die in Philippines because he doesn't want to go back and pay fucking 60,000 fucking dollars because he lost in fucking court. He lost a lawsuit. So now he's gonna fucking play Al Capone, hide all his fucking money so they can't fucking take it out of whatever check he gets. It's just fucking sad. It's just fucking sad. This guy has been a blight on the fucking YouTube community for fucking 7 years. 7 years he's been a blight. He's abused a woman in a fucking wheelchair. Okay? Showed her his dick. Fucking
She
fondled
actually told
her.
me by she actually told me that by herself. Just want to add that in here.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying it because it's fucking verifiable. I even still have messages from her telling me what he did to her. Okay? And every time he comes up on YouTube, he tries to rewrite history. I mean, come on. Give me a fucking break. You cannot rewrite history. You just can't do it. You did it. Own your shit. That's why I did the fucking blog. Own your shit. If I make a mistake, I own my shit. Period. Okay?
And look, this is a guy who actually never really had a real education or a job and is a fucking idiot. He thinks of himself as an artist and intellectual.
Dude.
You're aware of that fact, right? He thinks
Yes,
of himself
that
that when
motherfucker's
he
got
comes
2
on
brain
here, that
cells.
he actually really has something to say. What comes out of his fucking mouth is complete fucking garbage. Let's be
Mhm.
real about that. Complete fucking garbage. There is absolutely no value whatsoever when you no value of that fucking content that comes out on his channel. Absolutely nothing. And he always tries so hard to get people do his dirty work. That's why he's kissing certain people's asses on here and tries to recruit them. He praises them.
Yeah,
It's the
and
same with
after he
ETP.
does that, what does he
He
do?
praises ETP. He praises ETP because he believes that that's going to reward him with a I don't know, with ETP going after somebody he doesn't like. That's exactly the reason. That's how Frank thinks. Frank is the guy who came to me several times and told me, you should put out Bama's passport number. Several times. And there are emails where Frank tells me, please don't attack me anymore. But on YouTube, he comes on and says, I'm the tough guy, 7 years. Nobody makes me go away. No, we are not trying to make you go away. We are trying to keep you on this fucking platform because we know that you are not going to go away because you look at it as a sign of weakness. You don't have the strength and the maturity and the intellectual capacity to walk away from this. Because you think, in your own little world, you think that when you take down your channel, it's going to be seen as weakness. And so you keep on trying to provide nonsense content, and you try to portray yourself as this tough guy who never back down. You would back down in 10 minutes in a real life scenario. I tell you that. You would back down in 10 minutes in that TGIF situation. If it was for any of our guys, you would not be on YouTube anymore. And if you think that this is just blah, 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 why don't we just find out? Because I heard that you are planning to travel. If you hit Luzon, the main island, Manila, tell me where you are. I will go there. You and I. But you have to come on this channel, or I come on your channel, and then we have it on record when we are going to be where exactly. Not just, I was in Manila, I called him out, but he didn't show up, and then you close down the channel, and 3 days later you travel back to your safe space over there in your shithole, and then you say, I challenged the great owl of the winter. But he didn't show up. No, we have to make it very clear that you are at this place and I'm here too, and then we'll meet, and we have to go on record. And then we let the people out there decide who is the coward, since you are very curious how I look like. Because I always thought that you thought you already know. The Allen thing, by the way, you didn't even have the fucking balls to admit that you have been pranked. Because you cannot claim we know exactly who Aloe is. It's Alan Fry's this guy. I know it for sure. And then you come on here and say, we don't know who he is. He's a coward. He's hiding. It's you and me. I hope you're very willing to do that. And then you let the people out there decide who is going to show up and who is the real coward.
Dude,
okay?
I got a picture of him up, and he's got his arm around Gilda and some other girl, and he
is a small man with a big mouth. That's what he is. A small man with a big mouth. And the thing is this. I give him that. I give him credit for that. Because even if a taller guy would show up, he would still try to attack that person. Because he's so driven by his fucking rage that it's like these small dogs that bark and run around you and try to bite you. And then you fucking slap them, and then they realize maybe it's not a good idea. That kind of person he is. He is the type of guy, and I mean this, he's the type of guy who would run towards you and try to bite you in your fucking face. He would try to bite into your fucking neck. That's how fucking insane this guy is. And then you just have to put the guy down. Like a fucking dog who's suffering from fucking, what's it called? Rabies or something like that?
Rabies.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I was telling you, I got a picture of him up on my live stream here. And he's in the fucking bar where he got Gilda. He's got his arm around Gilda and his arm around some other bar girl. Okay? Now, I know these two girls just by looking at the picture are 4'11" tops. And dude, the top of Gilda's head, it's like comes right up to past his ear. So if she's 4'11", that makes him about 5'4", 5'5", tops 5'5". Can tell just by looking at the photograph. I don't know what Bama was so afraid of in that fucking bar. Bama should have fucking smashed that fucking glass in his fucking face. Right?
And they should have stabbed each other to fucking death.
And here's another, the reason why I bring that up, here's another shitty thing fucking dipshit Travel did. He set Frank up. Okay, he set fucking Bammer up, and his whole premise was, I'm just gonna sit at the fucking table and say I don't know what fucking happened, while these two are fucking swinging at each other and not even connecting. Okay, because neither one of them has any fucking coordination. Okay, I mean the guy, Bama, he's got a hump on his fucking back. He throws one swing, he'll cough half his fucking lung out. The other one is so fucking high on Xanax, he doesn't know where he's at half the fucking time. Okay? And so fucking dipshit travel was gonna sit there and fucking blog it live, fight. He set a fight up, is what he did.
Yeah, but then
And
he got
these
cold feet.
guys,
Then he
here,
got cold feet.
right, but that doesn't matter. Here's the real point of all this. These guys all talk to fucking each other behind the fucking scenes. And what did fucking dipshit travel do? He betrayed Frank, he betrayed Hobgoblin, and he's betrayed Hobgoblin twice. Because if you look at Brevis and fucking dipshit's channel, all the shit about Bama is gone. Because there's no money left. Okay? There's no money left. All the shit about Bama is gone. Yeah, he said it passingly in a live stream. Yeah, you know, it's gonna be a long time before Bama gets out of fucking jail. He lost again. Okay? These guys can't win for nothing. Right? They have no wins. They're 0-15 in my book. Okay? They're 0-15. They make the Lions, the Detroit Lions football team, look like super fucking stars. Okay? That's how bad these fucking guys are. And the point is, he fucking betrayed them. The only unity that they have is fucking saving their own skins and their e-begging while it waits. Okay? Dude, if you want to fucking get to these motherfuckers, attack their fucking money. Like I always tell you, follow the
That
fucking
pisses
money.
that pisses them off big time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say something. Let me say something about Frank here. You know, Frank is always this guy who tries to dare people. Okay, I can do this to you. I
If
will
you
do
say
that to
you're
you.
gonna feel sorry for
Easy.
Frank, I'm leaving the live stream, motherfucker.
I don't feel sorry for anyone. But look, but this is what he actually does. He comes on here, he challenges all these people, and then when you push back, you know what he's going to claim? You guys are threatening an old man. You should be all proud of yourself. I'm a senior citizen. You guys are just threatening a senior citizen. He did that with Dave, by the way. When Dave was able to piss him off big time, he always claimed, you guys are abusing a senior citizen. If you think that you are under special protection because you claim that you are a senior citizen, and basically you're saying, you guys are just going after an old, weak man, then I would suggest to you, why don't you just start to behave like a senior citizen? Shut your fucking mouth, is what I am telling you. And while I'm at it, I also want to tell something to you, Frank. Tell your fucking girlfriend over there to shut her fucking mouth up, because she feels increasingly emboldened to get involved in this fucking YouTube drama here. So do not wonder if she will also get some form of backlash. Tell her to shut her fucking mouth. Do you hear me, Gilda? Do you hear me? You shut up your mouth. That's what you should tell your fucking girlfriend. And I know how much you hate it when people start to talk about her, but why do you let her on fucking cam and make comments about people, and then you wonder people are going to push back? And please don't give me this. She is a Filipina kind of intimidation talk. I don't give a shit about what nationality she has and what ethnic background that she has. When we smell shit, we are going to call it out. Send that to your fucking lawyer. I'm not going to intimidate anyone on here, pieces of shit. You're
Now-
running out of money. This whole fucking Bama witch hunt that you claim that you are behind, it fucking depleted your financial resources. You have no fucking money anymore. You should think about how you're going to pay for your fucking nursing home in 5 years from now when you are on your way back home. Fucking clown.
Now, Aloe, what did I tell you when a little over a year ago when I started all this shit? Do you remember?
I forgot. You have to.
Oh,
If you would
very
mention it to me, maybe I would remember it. Tell me, and then I'll tell you if I remember it.
I told you this would all come to a crescendo, and it would all end up fucking I'm getting a lawyer, and I told you it would end up in fucking strikes on channels, and I was right again, man. And the reason why it's ending up with lawyers and strikes on channel, because these motherfuckers lost. They lost the narrative. They haven't.
They can't win.
fucking
They
stand
can't
on
win. Look, they can't win on YouTube. Okay, the same platform they think that they are the masters of. We are the champions, and all these guys, other guys, they are trying so hard. They can't win on here, so they try the intimidation game. And the intimidation game is not like we are sending over people to your house and we're going to do this and that. No, the intimidation game is, oh, I just forwarded it to my lawyer. What fucking lawyer? What fucking lawyer? The guys that wear these fucking Walmart pants and the $5 t-shirt and who barely speak fucking English. I speak better English than these guys. They're fucking jokes, bunch of fucking jokes. You're not intimidating anyone here with these fucking so-called lawyers. Fucking so-called lawyers who got their fucking college degree from the Bohol World Peace College or something like that. Fuck them and fuck you.
these
Fuck
motherfuckers.
them and fuck you. They got fucking jokes on here. How many people do you think are going to get fucking convicted for cyber libel and cyber threats on here on YouTube in this community? Because this community has been around for fucking 10 years. Everybody is threatening everyone on here. How many guys do you really think got convicted because of cyber threats and cyber libel? How many guys? Tell me. Not a single motherfucker. Not one fucking guy. They tried to put 17 counts of fucking cyber libel on Michael Fazio, and I was there every step of the way because I wanted to learn and see what is really going to happen. And they really tried hard. Frank signed it, Stillman signed it, the pig signed it, the hooker signed it, and they failed 2 times in a row. The fucking prosecutor's office didn't even endorse it to the court. And you know what I felt then? Anything fucking goes, Aloe. That's what I thought. Anything fucking goes. Because the dysfunctional system actually works in our favor. And once I knew that, I thought, you know what? I'm going to do fucking live streams again. I'm going to say what I really feel. I'm going to fucking threaten these motherfuckers on a daily basis. That's exactly what we are going to do.
Wow, you really got your blood up tonight, don't you?
Yeah, we have to bring the real entertainment to the community. And that's the reason why 70 people are listening to this right now. Because they are done with that fucking bullshit. How are you today? Oh, I'm fine. Let's talk about inflation. Let's talk about this and that. Come on, give me a break, you pieces of shit. If you want fucking conflict, bring it. If you want fucking conflict, bring it. That's what I am trying to say here. And it's very, very clear. The majority of people are out there. They're with us. The decent people are fucking with us. It's only the fucking punks and low lives who are not with us. And they know what? I hope that they rally the fucking troops. I hope that they do everything they can. We just went to the lawyer. We just reported Alo de Winter. You tell these people, fuck you. Fuck you. And I'm going to leave this fucking live stream up because unlike these other punks, I'm not going to take it down because I fear that somebody has recorded it. Alo said this and Alo said that. That is against the law. Fuck you. Do you know how many people get exploited in the fucking bars in this country and the drug trade and all that shit, the corruption that's going on from north to south, east to west? Do you think that they really care about some dude on fucking YouTube with the Chester thumbnail avatar? I mean, do you really think? Give me a break. Fucking idiots out there. Fucking jokes, man. It's like, we have been doing this for 7 years. The question is not, what are you going to do to make us go away? The question is, what are you going to do to make us go away? Because I know that in this very moment, there are probably 100 people trying to flag this fucking show here because they are so pissed about what we say and do on here. And they hear our voice on here and they say, I would just love to fucking hit that fucking guy with a baseball bat. I want to put that Alo de Winter guy down. And Popeye Awan is also a fucking asshole. He also needs a fucking lesson. Since 7 or 8 long years. And what have you accomplished? Zero. Nothing. Nothing. You will not make us go away. When we say we are done with this, that's the time we are going to take down our channels and just ride into the sunset.
You know what's
That's how
so
it's going
funny?
to be.
You know what's so funny about all this? I fucking actually went away. And dude, they just wouldn't let me stay away. They had to pull me fucking back in. You know? I didn't want to come back to YouTube. But you pulled me back in. And when you pulled me back in, I gained a bunch of subs. Dude, I'm almost at 700 subs. My channel is locked right now, and I'm gaining subs, views,
And you're even fucking monetized now.
and monetized, and you're fucking urinating on yourself. Okay, it's very unbecoming. It really is. When you sit there and you urinate on yourself and cry like a little child. Popeye got my. And you know what's so funny? I'm not even fully monetized. They got a new program for micro channels. If you have 500 fucking subs, you can, and you have 3,000 watch hours, you can do super chat. And dude, what good is fucking super chat? You all complain about it. You all complain about super chat, how they take fucking 30%. Am I not correct, Aloe? And then I don't get I don't get AdSense. I got to get 1,000 subs to get AdSense. 1,000 subs.
Yeah.
Then, do you think I want to go through looking at every fucking video to make sure that I'm Mr. fucking Goody Two Shoes? Cause I'm not Mr. Goody fucking Two Shoes. I don't play fucking fair. I just don't, dude. You fucking hit me one way, I'll hit you 3 times another way. Okay, I don't play fucking fair. And I don't play fucking games. When I take you out, I take you out and you can't get back up. Fucking me, Aloe, fucking, I even give Nico credit. We fucking destroyed fucking Dipshit Travel's reputation. He no longer has a reputation. We destroyed his fucking channel. Hardly anybody wants to give him a super chat. Hey, he's always putting up these raging live streams and then takes them down like 2 hours later. I mean, how, dude, you must have learned that from fucking Frank. You sit there for a few minutes after the live stream, you say, oh, fuck, I got to take that shit down. I shouldn't have said that fucking shit. And you're so afraid somebody's going to fucking strike you. Well, you don't have the fucking balls to go toe to toe with us. So what are you going to try and do? You're going to try to administratively fucking admin my ass to death. It ain't gonna fucking work. I can actually read and write. I know where a fucking comma goes. I know where a fucking period goes. I can use words that are more than fucking two syllables. Hey? Unlike you, Frank. Unlike you, fucking dipshit travel. Hey? Dude, I read what fucking dipshit travel wrote on somebody's community page, and it was fucking so atrocious. It wasn't even on a fifth grade fucking level. Okay, I was like, my mind is fucking blown. I said to myself, oh my God, the education system failed this motherfucker. He can't even write. No wonder why he got fucking thrown out of the fucking U.S. Army. Okay? No wonder why they told him they were going to haul his ass off to fucking either Article 15 or court martial if you don't take this fucking admin discharge. Dude, that is so fucking bad, man. If you get an admin discharge, man, they look down at the bottom of your DD 214 and it says RE3. You'll see RE3 code at the bottom of his fucking DD 214, and that means he was administratively discharged for his own fucking good. That's just as bad as a fucking RE4, which is a BCD, a bad conduct discharge. Now, how do I know all this shit? I don't even have to fucking Google it. It's ingrained in my fucking mind because I did 20 years in the Navy. And while I was in the Navy, I've thrown guys like fucking dipshit travel out of the fucking
Look,
Navy.
he absolutely is a fucking dysfunctional prick. I mean, we
Hmm.
always knew that, and I think that the people who actually support him or hang out with him know that he is a fucking prick. They know that. They would
Oh,
not
they want to see it
associate
keep
with
going.
somebody
They
like
want
that.
to
But the
see it
thing
keep
is, they
going,
think
Alan.
him, yeah, they want to keep going. And in the same time, they are trying to get a fucking leader who brings the mob together to go after us. That's what this is all about because they cannot do it themselves. They were not able to do it on Riff Raff Radio, although Riff Raff Radio was just, you know, a group of people with micro channels. But we went after these guys who had like 5, 8, 9, 12,000 fucking subs, and they were not able to pull it together and put us down. People still sided with us. And not that that is the goal. We just made them look bad.
Dude, you know
And it
why
was
they couldn't pull it
entertaining.
together?
And now it's exactly the same again. And you know what I find funny though is that some of these people, when you question them, and it happened a couple of weeks, no, days ago on a channel. I'm not going to name it, but it's an Australian guy with a hat. So you know, you probably know
I know
that
who
guy
you're talking.
called out one of his bitch boys, to use that term, and that loser then said, I'm not meeting up with Pignose all the time. You know, I don't really know him that well. You know, it's just like once or twice a month, already distancing himself because he knows that associating with that guy who is not going to stay around much longer on YouTube, by the way, he is a guy who is known that he supports him. And they're already basically ashamed of associating with him. Because when you talk to them separately, there's no way that they think that he is a good guy. And everybody in private actually admits that. Even the guys who actually have wrenches on there who support him. We had private conversations with these guys, and they told me that these guys are absolutely pathetic, sad losers in real life. But look, they have some clout in this community, and that's because a lot of people support them, and they support them because there's nobody else out there who would be able to call us out. I mean, Frank is never going to get the job done, so they think, okay, let's support Pignose. Let's go after these fucking assholes. Let's go after fucking Popeye One
Dude,
and Nico and all these other guys.
I hope he's in court right now listening to this while his fucking so-called lawyer is stumbling and bumbling all over himself. But I'm going to tell you why they can't pull it together. Because it brings me right back the difference. Okay, These guys are what I call functional illiterates. That means they can somewhat function in society, but they cannot read or write or comprehend. That's what a functional illiterate is. Okay.
That's probably
And
because due to their mental health situation. Because if you listen to them, listen to to that guy, for instance, he always repeats himself. He always
Mhm.
repeats himself. He has a very hard time to come out with one clear sentence, and there are always gaps in between. So basically saying Popeye is a fucking loser, and I made this comment many times, and I'm going to do it again. When basically saying Popeye is a fucking loser, he just lives in Florida. Yes, Popeye is a loser. A loser he is. He is a loser because he is a motherfucking loser. Why is he a loser? Because he is a motherfucking loser. And then he moves his eyes a little bit around, comes closer to the cam, moves back a little bit, and that's basically it. That
ah,
the
there's not
coherent,
there's nothing in the brain housing group, I can
yeah,
tell you right
he
now.
can't, he can't produce a coherent sentence. That's that's
Uh,
that's that's the point here, and it's pretty
Fucking
sad.
Joe
You know
Biden
why?
can
Because that
produce
is his
more of a
fucking native
coherent
fucking
sentence.
language. That's his fucking native. He's a native fucking English speaker. He can't fucking talk in his own fucking language. How fucking pathetic is that? I want to mention something here. I saw Mike Dowdy mentioned a name for Pignose, and he called him um, Same Shirt Travel. What do you think about that name? I like that name, Same
That's a
Shirt
good
Travel.
one. That's a fucking good one, man. I give you props on that, Mike Dowdy. That's a good one, man. I mean, and dude, can you imagine this back in when I came on here before came on YouTube first time and I was with RRR? I even
Yeah.
told you guys back then, the only thing I wanted to do was tell my fucking sea stories. And that's what I was doing on Dave's channel. And they got all pissed off because I told a fucking sea story. I mean, and there was guys that loved my monkey stories, you know, and I got comments like, "Oh, that never fucking happened. You're a fucking liar." And yet,
Tell you something, Popeye. I was in Subic. I saw a family of monkeys,
Mhm.
playing around there at the near the tunnel going
Mm.
into Subic.
Yeah.
Going into Subic.
And here's what kills me. I told them all. There's a lot of truth to my story, and I exaggerate some of it. That's what a sea story is. It's there to entertain you. It's not there for you to play Dick fucking Tracy and try to decode it and rip it apart and say you're a
Yeah, but
fucking
look,
liar.
it shows the intention, Popeye. It
Yeah.
shows the intention because they do not like what you do on here. Therefore, they are trying to find fault, and then they make up some shit. Look, the Popeye stories, the Navy stories, for many of the guys out there, I admit they do not fucking like it. They think it's boring. But there are other guys who look at the context of it. And the context, and I look at the context of it, what I see is this is a guy who has served in the US Navy and who has something to say about that particular period in Philippine American history, the
Hmm.
base in Subic Bay. And it's a
Yeah.
it's a guy who has actually served there. And maybe in 20, 30, 40 years, we will not have this witnesses of that time anymore. So I look at it from a historic point of view and say that's an interesting thing because I have been in Subic many times. Actually, I was in Subic yesterday. I will come out with a vlog about it. I gave you a shout out and I gave Ed Lippett a shout out because he served over in Clark.
Yeah.
I will do that. So maybe in a week or something like that. But Subic Bay, it's a very interesting part of Philippine history. And now, look, I understand that people say, okay, this is about bragging, this is about whatever, but it's an interesting it's always an interesting thing that I always loved to listen to. And some others might disagree and say I don't want to hear Popeye's
Yeah.
stories, whatever. But look, I think the reason why they always say, and since you brought it up, Popeye, the reason why they always say Popeye always talks about the past. He lives in the past, right? The reason is the man lived his life. He did some shit. What did you do? When Popeye was over in Subic, what did you do? What did you do? Where have you been? What have you done in your life? Maybe the reason why you don't talk about the past is because you had a miserable fucking past. And therefore you have this constant hope that the future is going to look better for you. And it probably won't. It probably won't.
Oh, dude, and I will, if I light off that fucking website, I will show what a fucking miserable past fucking dipshit travel had. And I will
Yeah, and in
even
his case, by the way, just to
let me
tell you
give
that,
them. Let me give
hang
them
on a
this.
second. Hang on
They're,
a second.
I'm gonna
The
lose it if
reason
you don't
why
let
the
me
reason
say
why
it.
he is living this kind of life, by the way, Popeye, is because he knows he's running out of time. He knows that he doesn't have the life that he wanted. He saw it with his brother. He saw it with his grandfather, with a couple of other people, with his ex-wife in Colorado. He saw what could happen. It could poof. It could be gone in a second, and therefore he's triggered. Therefore he wants to hold on to it. Therefore he wants that old life back, reminiscing in the past, the booze, the beer, the chicks. That's what
Mhm.
he's trying to hold on to because he
Yeah.
never really had a life. And that's why they bash Popeye because they see that Popeye has actually something to talk about. Love him or hate him, love the Subic Bay stories or not. At the end of the day, it's all about jealousy because I think they are jealous. I think they are the ones who are jealous. But please go
Could be.
ahead.
But here's what I am also gonna show. And I have eyewitness testimony of his high school days. And boy, is it
I
going to
saw the
be,
high school pic, by the way.
boy, is it going to be ugly.
What a cute boy he was. What a cute boy he was.
And I can tell you this, he was not liked in high school. Okay? He was that kid you always looked over and, wow, when they going to leave him
He
alone?
was the kid who was chosen last when they built teams. Do you guys also do that in high schools?
Oh,
Where it's
fuck
like,
yeah.
everybody wanted to be, everyone wanted to me to be on their fucking team. You know why? Because we would just fucking win with whatever it takes. We would just beat the shit out of the others or push them over one foul after another. The coach was never happy about that, but we were the troublemakers. And so everybody wanted to be on our team. No, that's true. Actually, you could, if you
That's why
could
I'm laughing. I know.
talk to my fucking coach. We're the troublemakers. We're not very popular with the teachers, but everybody wanted to be on our team. And he is the guy that nobody wanted to be on your team. We had these guys too. We basically bully them after classes in the locker room. But
Mhm.
he is that kind of kid. He's that kid. You don't want him on your team because he's the chubby kid who can't run as fast and you can't fucking pass the ball in soccer, okay? In soccer, he can't pass the ball and you cannot put him in the goal because he's too afraid to jump towards the ball and then you just fucking lose. Nobody wants that guy on the team. Go ahead.
You know what's so funny, man? The first time I ever played soccer, it was 1973. I was in 8th grade, and they were introducing soccer to America. We didn't
And
know.
you didn't fucking like it, is what you are
No,
trying to
no,
say.
no. Hold on. No, I mean, I pick on soccer, but that's all unjust, man. That's all unjust. And dude, I did. I kind of liked it, right? Because the game was actually fucking simple. If you could hold the ball between your feet, if you had enough coordination, right, and you could kick the ball in the right fucking direction, you could get something going. And I kind of liked it. And I got into intramural soccer when I was in 8th fucking grade, and I fucking enjoyed it. Okay, but then I went to high school, right, and high school didn't have intramural soccer. They didn't have, we had football, American football. We had ice hockey. And at that time, when I got into my first year of high school, they kind of considered, well, maybe we'll just make soccer like a girl's sport. Okay, because guys, and it's not an insult. And the reason why they did it is because none of the boys wanted to play. But I tell you honestly, I wanted to play. I liked it. It reminded me of playing hockey. Okay, you can be
By the
all
way, by the way, the Philippines women's soccer team, football team, went to the World Cup in Australia and
nice.
won again. That was the first World Cup ever, history, and they won a game against host New Zealand,
No
1
shit.
to 0, and that is it was a historic moment for the Philippine sports world.
Con-
And as we talk,
Congrats, man.
they're
Congrats.
actually hosting the FIBA World Cup basketball. But the Gilas Filipinas, that's how they call the Philippine national team,
Mhm.
already is out of the tournament. But of course, I believe it's probably the US who is going to win
No,
the
no.
tournament.
U.S. is out of it.
You
U.S.
think so? No,
women.
no. US is still in the World Cup now. I don't think that they are
No,
that they are out. They're still
fucking
in.
that dipshit with the pink hair fucked up, man. Yeah, yeah, they're gone, man. You ain't got to worry about the Americans. They're fucking gone. Those fucking traitors, those bitches that kneel during the national anthem, they're gone. We're all happy they're gone too.
Okay. Okay. I would like to share a story with you regarding the coaching and everything. I
Hmm.
was probably 15 years old and I didn't really get along with our coach. And the coach
No,
actually
I'm
said,
surprised, Allo.
hang on a second. He said, and this is a real story. In our class, we were like 20 boys, 22 boys in that class, sports class. And he
Hmm.
said, next week, he informed us, next week I'm not going to be here. A substitute teacher will be here. So you're still going to have your sports classes. But be careful. I told her about the problematic cases in this class. And then he pointed at my friend with one hand. He pointed at another friend with one hand. He pointed at another friend and he didn't say anything with one hand. And then he pointed at me using both hands, and the whole fucking class erupted in fucking laughter. A week later, because I had a friend, he was a little bit chubby. A week later, it would have been. She's a lady coach, and she would say something like, "We are going to play with these balls," and she was pointing at the pair of a couple of balls on the floor. And then my chubby friend said, "With what balls? With your balls." And there was a second meaning to that, and that really didn't. That really created a lot of fucking trouble
That
back
went
then.
over
We
like
were
a
like
fucking
15
lead
years
balloon,
old.
right?
I would like to say thanks to all the guys who tuned in. I think we had a fantastic show. And you know, Popeye, I really felt very relaxed when I knew it's going to be an RRR co-host on here, because then I know it's going to be a smooth, good ride. I would like to do this again, and I would like to invite you and Nico to come on this show. And my question will be, Nico, why do they hate you so much? And then we'll build a channel around that. We'll keep in touch via email. And I would like to ask you any last comments and thoughts from the Spinach Terminator.
Okay, guys, look, I laid my case out to you. I told you everything about these fucking clowns, okay? And, dude, you want to be on the right side? Come on over here with me and Aloe de Winter, Mein Kemp, okay? And you'll have a good time. You'll have a good time. And it's as simple as that. And so, if I get my channel back this week, I will go live Friday. And it will be called a victory live stream. And I will say
I like
things
that.
and I will do things and I will put up videos that will just make these idiots urinate all over themselves like they do daily. Okay? So they better get their fucking diaper service ready because they're going to fucking need it. Right?
They
And that's
better
what I
sleep
have
with
to
one eye open.
say. And I will be accused of horrible things like I agreed with Aloe. And dude, they'll even tell
Problem
you,
is the community already agrees with us.
yeah,
That's what they don't get yet.
and they'll try to tell you, well, Popeye threatened me and my family on this live stream. Well, please take a fucking soundbite and put it up after you
Yeah.
say that, because you're not
Make
going to
sure
be
you have
able
enough
to.
memory on that iPhone there, Ricky.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, what is he running? An iPhone 10 and he gave the girl the 14, right? You know what I
But I
mean?
don't pay. I don't pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pay. You pay
But I
big
will
time.
tell you this, Ricky. You should really take your whore or your GFE, which stands for girlfriend experience, off live stream. Okay, the acne is getting really bad, and dude, I don't want you to get accused of being with an underage girl. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Popeye 1 show, The Difference. I hope that you'll tune in again. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do next week. And I would like to invite you to go over to my other channel, All of the Winter live streams. Check out the Go Go Bobo Tape 2. This coming Friday, I'm going to upload the Go Go Bobo Tape 3. And after that, I believe I'm going to put out a couple of more episodes over the course of the next few weeks. And then I will put out a few vlogs about Subic, about other places. I just visited the beautiful place of Naga, Legazpi, Bicol region with that volcano vlog that I came out with. I appreciate that you guys came over and tuned in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Popeye 1, thank you very much. Let's do it again next week. I look forward to your show this coming Friday. If it's going to be a victory show or not, we'll see. And please go over there, show expat trash in the Philippines some love, comment on there, sub to the channel. I think these people are doing the right thing, and we'll keep doing what we do best, talking shit on the internet. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.